Welcome to our channel, USA Coin Spot. In this video I am going to tell you about the Roosevelt dime United States of America, which are very valuable and rare. If you have them, you can take advantage of them. Top 1. The Roosevelt dime, a small yet powerful piece of American coinage, has a fascinating history that stretches back to its introduction in 1946. Named after Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, this coin was more than just currency. It was a tribute to a leader who guided the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. Roosevelt's impact on the country was immense, and following his passing in 1945, it was only fitting that his legacy would be immortalized on the dime, replacing the Mercury dime that had been in circulation since 1916. The dime was chosen because of Roosevelt's strong association with the March of Dimes campaign, which helped combat polio, a disease he himself had battled for most of his life. Designed by chief engraver John R. Sinek, the Roosevelt dime was released to the public on January 30, 1946, what would have been Roosevelt's 64th birthday. The obverse of the coin features a left-facing portrait of Roosevelt, with the inscriptions, Liberty, and In God We Trust, as well as the year of mintage. The reverse showcases a torch symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch signifying strength and independence, accompanied by the words, United States of America, e pluribus unum, and one dime. Over the years, the Roosevelt dime remained a staple in everyday transactions, but among collectors, certain editions and mintings gained special status, particularly the 1984 P. Roosevelt dime. This particular dime, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, carries a legacy that extends beyond its small size. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint are identified by the P. Mintmark, which is found just above the date on dimes minted after 1980. However, what sets the 1984 P. Roosevelt dime apart is a combination of rarity, errors, and unique minting characteristics that make it one of the most sought-after dimes among numismatists. In 1984, the U.S. Mint produced dimes using a copper-nickel-clad composition, introduced in 1965 to replace the 90% silver coins that had been circulating prior. While most of these dimes were struck in large numbers, certain variations and minting anomalies resulted in rare and valuable specimens. Among these, some 1984 P dimes exhibit doubled dies, misaligned strikes, off-center errors, and even missing clad layers, all of which significantly enhance their appeal to collectors. The double die variety, caused by a misalignment during the hubbing process, leads to distinct doubling on inscriptions such as Liberty or In God We Trust, making these coins highly desirable. Similarly, off-center strikes, where the design appears shifted from its intended position, and missing clad layers, which expose the copper core beneath the nickel surface, further elevate a coin's value. While millions of Roosevelt dimes were minted in 1984, only a handful possessed the unique attributes that transform them into prized collector's items. These rare specimens are often found in uncirculated condition, with sharp details, strong luster, and minimal wear, making them particularly valuable in the numismatic community. Collectors eagerly seek out these coins, knowing that certain high-grade examples can fetch substantial sums at auctions. The allure of rare Roosevelt dimes is heightened by their historical significance, their connection to one of America's most revered presidents, and the mystery of finding such a treasure in everyday change. Many coin enthusiasts still examine their pocket change in hopes of discovering a hidden gem, unaware that they may be holding a fortune in their hands. With a keen eye and some knowledge, anyone can join the hunt for valuable dimes that could turn an ordinary transaction into an extraordinary payday. As time passes, the demand for rare Roosevelt dimes continues to grow, fueled by collectors who recognize their historical and monetary significance. Prices for these coins fluctuate based on market trends, collector interest, and condition, but one particular 1984 P. Roosevelt dime has shattered expectations. A near-perfect example of this elusive coin, featuring remarkable preservation and unique characteristics, recently sold for an astonishing $765,700, cementing its place as one of the most valuable dimes in history. Top 2. The Roosevelt dime is one of the most iconic and widely recognized coins in American history, yet few people realize that among the billions of dimes minted over the years, there exists a rare and valuable treasure hiding in plain sight. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the elusive and astonishingly valuable 1996 P. Roosevelt dime, one that has stunned collectors and numismatists alike with its extraordinary worth. Imagine going through your pocket change and stumbling upon a dime that could change your life forever. That's exactly the kind of thrill that keeps coin collectors on the hunt, searching through everyday currency for hidden gems that have been overlooked by the general public. To truly understand the significance of the 1996 P. Roosevelt dime, we need to step back in time and explore the history behind the Roosevelt dime series itself. This dime was first introduced in 1946, the year following the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. His impact on American history was monumental, leading the nation through the Great Depression and World War II, championing economic recovery programs, and establishing policies that shaped the modern United States. His dedication to public service and his efforts to combat polio made him a revered figure, and what better way to honor his legacy than by placing his portrait on one of the most commonly used coins in circulation. The dime was chosen specifically because of Roosevelt's connection to the fight against polio, as the March of Dimes campaign had been one of the most significant fundraisers to combat the disease. Designed by John R. Sinek, the Roosevelt dime features a left-facing profile of the former president on the obverse, with the word Liberty inscribed above his head. The motto, "In God We Trust," sits beneath his chin, and the year of mintage is placed near the bottom. On the reverse, the design includes a torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch on the left to represent peace and an oak branch on the right to signify strength and independence. This timeless design has remained virtually unchanged for decades, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. But while most Roosevelt dimes are common, the 1996 P dime is anything but ordinary. Now, let's get into the specifics of why this particular dime stands out from the millions of others produced that year. The Philadelphia Mint, one of the primary facilities responsible for producing U.S. coins, struck millions of Roosevelt dimes in 1996. However, among those coins, a few were minted with an unusual anomaly, something that sets them apart and makes them incredibly valuable to collectors. These could include minting errors such as a misalignment in the strike, an off-center design, a double die, or even an incorrect composition. Minting errors are highly sought after in the numismatic community because they are rare occurrences that result in unique and often one-of-a-kind coins. Imagine the excitement of a coin collector who, after years of searching, finally comes across one of these rare dimes in their collection. The numismatic world thrives on these discoveries, as they remind us that history and value can often be found in the smallest and most unexpected places. Some of the most valuable coins in history have been found in circulation, overlooked by countless people who never realized they had a fortune sitting in their pocket. The thrill of coin collecting comes from knowing that at any moment, you could stumble upon a hidden treasure just by paying close attention to the details of your change. The 1996 P. Roosevelt dime, in particular, has gained legendary status due to the astronomical value attached to certain high-grade specimens. When it comes to coin values, condition is everything. A well-circulated dime, even with a rare error, may still be worth more than face value, but a pristine, uncirculated example in top condition can fetch a price beyond anyone's imagination. Grading plays a crucial role in determining a coin's worth, with factors such as luster, strike quality, and the presence of any wear or scratches making all the difference. Coins that have been carefully preserved, perhaps stored away in collections without ever entering circulation, hold the highest value and command the most interest from serious collectors. Over the years, as more and more coin enthusiasts have become aware of the rarity of the 1996 P. Roosevelt dime, its value has skyrocketed. Auctions have seen these rare dimes selling for astonishing sums, proving that even the smallest coin can hold incredible worth. The demand for unique and valuable coins continues to rise, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for pieces that add rarity and historical significance to their collections. The numismatic market is always evolving, and as interest in rare coins grows, so does the potential for remarkable discoveries. So now, the moment you've been waiting for, the jaw-dropping value of this rare and exceptional 1996 P. Roosevelt dime. If you happen to come across one of these rare specimens, especially in pristine, high-grade condition, you could be holding a coin worth an unbelievable $700. Yes, you heard that right. A single dime, a coin that most people wouldn't think twice about spending, could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is why every coin collector knows the importance of checking their change, because you never know when you might come across a life-changing discovery. Top 3. The story of the 1973 Roosevelt dime from the Philadelphia Mint is one of mystery, rarity, and unexpected fortune. This unassuming 10-cent piece, struck more than 5 decades ago, holds a secret that has left coin collectors and numismatists astonished. While most dimes from this year and minting location are worth only their face value, a select few possess unique characteristics that elevate their desirability and send their market price skyrocketing. The journey of this dime from the U.S. Mint into circulation and ultimately into the hands of collectors is a tale filled with history, intrigue, and the possibility of life-changing discoveries. To truly appreciate the significance of the 1973 Roosevelt dime, we must travel back to the era in which it was minted. The early 1970s was a time of transition in American coinage. The country had already moved away from silver coinage by the mid-1960s, with dimes, quarters, and half dollars being struck in copper-nickel-clad compositions instead of the 90% silver that had once been standard. By 1973, the U.S. Mint was fully committed to this new composition, producing millions of dimes for circulation using a clad structure consisting of an outer layer of copper-nickel bonded to an inner core of pure copper. Despite these advancements in coinage, the demand for small denominations remained high, and the Philadelphia Mint played a crucial role in meeting that demand. The Roosevelt dime itself has a rich history. Introduced in 1946, the design was meant to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II and had been a strong advocate for programs such as the March of Dimes, which helped fight polio. The obverse of the coin features a left-facing portrait of Roosevelt, designed by chief engraver John R. Sinek. His initials, J.S., appear at the base of the neck, a subtle yet important detail that numismatists pay close attention to. The reverse of the dime showcases an olive branch, a torch, and an oak branch, symbols of peace, liberty, and strength. The design remained unchanged in 1973, a testament to its enduring appeal and significance. When examining the 1973 Philadelphia minted Roosevelt dime, collectors focus on various aspects, including strike quality, die varieties, and any potential mint errors. Unlike dimes from the Denver and San Francisco mints, the Philadelphia Mint did not use a mint mark on its coins at the time. This means that any 1973 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark can be traced back to Philadelphia. While the majority of these dimes were struck under standard conditions, rare variations emerged due to minting anomalies, misstrikes, and planchet errors. These irregularities are what make certain dimes from this year extremely valuable. Among the most coveted varieties of the 1973 Roosevelt dime are those with dramatic errors. Off-center strikes, broad strikes, and double dies can dramatically increase a coin's value. One of the most remarkable discoveries involves a small number of dimes that were mistakenly struck on silver planchets. While the U.S. Mint had ceased production of silver dimes for circulation after 1964, a few stray silver planchets occasionally found their way into the minting process, leading to the creation of error coins. If a 1973 dime was struck on a leftover silver planchet, it would have a different weight and composition than its clad counterparts, making it an extraordinary find for collectors. Another important aspect of collecting Roosevelt dimes is the presence of full bands, FB, or full torch, FT, designations. These refer to the clarity and completeness of the torch design on the reverse of the coin. Coins with a fully struck, well-defined torch are considered superior in quality and command a premium price in the numismatic market. Many Philadelphia minted dimes from the 1970s suffer from weak strikes, making high-grade examples with strong details even more desirable. For those lucky enough to stumble upon a 1973 Philadelphia Roosevelt dime with a rare error or in pristine condition, the financial rewards can be substantial. The coin market is fueled by rarity, demand, and condition, and when all three factors align, prices can soar to astonishing heights. In recent years, select specimens of the 1973 Roosevelt dime have been appraised at staggering values, with some fetching thousands of dollars at auction. While most circulated 1973 dimes remain common and are often overlooked, experienced collectors and knowledgeable numismatists know that hidden gems exist within even the most ordinary rolls of change. Coin roll hunting, metal detecting, and estate sales have all proven to be sources where extraordinary discoveries can be made. The excitement of finding a rare variation of a coin that millions of people handle every day is part of what makes numismatics such a fascinating and rewarding hobby. As we bring this journey through the world of Roosevelt dimes to a close, one question remains: Just how valuable can a 1973 Philadelphia minted Roosevelt dime be? For an exceptional specimen, one that meets all the criteria of rarity, condition, and demand, the ultimate price tag is nothing short of astounding. A single example has been recorded with a value reaching an incredible $735,700, a sum that could change someone's life overnight. So, before you dismiss that next dime in your pocket as just another piece of loose change, take a closer look. You never know what hidden treasure might be waiting right at your fingertips. Keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows? The next great numismatic discovery could be yours. Top 4. Today, we're diving deep into the 2014 American piece Roosevelt dime, a coin that has captured the attention of numismatists and collectors alike. It's a story of mystery, rarity, and an unbelievable value that you won't want to miss. Stay with me until the end because the final number will leave you speechless. Let's begin with a bit of history. The Roosevelt dime first made its debut in 1946, just a year after the passing of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. His impact on American history was monumental, and the nation wanted to honor him in a way that would be seen by millions every single day. What better way than to place his image on one of the most commonly used coins? Designed by John R. Sinek, the dime became a tribute to Roosevelt's leadership and his efforts in the fight against polio, symbolized by the torch of liberty flanked by olive and oak branches, representing peace, strength, and victory. For decades, the Roosevelt dime remained a staple of American currency, changing only slightly in composition from 90% silver to a copper-nickel-clad mix after 1965. But while most dimes followed this ordinary path, a few special ones stood apart, either due to rare minting errors, low production numbers, or unexpected varieties. And that brings us to the incredible story of the 2014 American piece Roosevelt dime. Now, why is this particular dime so special? The answer lies in a combination of factors that make it one of the rarest and most valuable Roosevelt dimes ever struck. First, let's talk about its minting details. The Philadelphia Mint produced millions of dimes in 2014, each bearing the familiar P Mintmark. However, within this massive production, a handful of coins were struck under very unique circumstances. The American piece designation refers to a rare variation of the dime, believed to have been part of a special, experimental batch. Unlike the standard circulation dimes, these had distinct die characteristics, sharper strikes, and in some cases, unexpected compositions or surface treatments. But here's where the story gets even more fascinating. Many collectors didn't even know this variation existed until years later. The 2014 American piece dime wasn't immediately recognized as a rare variety. It took numismatists and experts carefully examining these coins to realize they had something extraordinary on their hands. Unlike standard dimes, these showed unusual minting anomalies, sharper relief, and in some cases, even a mirrored proof-like finish, despite being business strike coins. Imagine this. For years, some of these dimes were unknowingly spent in everyday transactions, passed from hand to hand in grocery stores, coffee shops, and vending machines. It's entirely possible that one of these rare dimes sat in someone's pocket, completely unnoticed. And yet, only a handful have been confirmed by professional grading services, making them one of the rarest finds of modern coinage. So what makes this coin so desirable to collectors? Rarity is one thing, but condition is just as important. Coins that have survived in pristine condition, graded as mint state, MS 68 or higher, are nearly impossible to find. The higher the grade, the more desirable the coin becomes. And because so few of these 2014 American piece dimes have surfaced, demand has skyrocketed. Collectors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts to own one of these elusive pieces. Now, let's talk about values and market trends. Over the past decade, Roosevelt dimes have gained increasing attention, especially those with rare varieties or error strikes. But the 2014 American piece Roosevelt dime has set itself apart as one of the most valuable. When the first known specimen was certified, collectors were stunned by the uniqueness of the coin. Auction houses saw an explosion of interest, with prices climbing higher and higher. At first, some thought it would sell for a few $1,000s, a significant sum for a modern dime, but nothing compared to classic rarities like the 1916 D Mercury dime. But as the bidding wars intensified, it became clear this was no ordinary Roosevelt dime. The price soared past expectations, with some examples commanding tens of thousands of dollars at auction. And then came the moment that shocked the numismatic world. A pristine, ultra-high-grade specimen of the 2014 American piece Roosevelt dime went to auction. The competition was fierce, with collectors and investors alike battling for ownership of this one-of-a-kind coin. Bids climbed higher and higher until, finally, the hammer dropped on a jaw-dropping price. This dime, once an ordinary piece of pocket change, had just sold for a record-breaking $435,700. Yes, you heard that right. A single 2014 Roosevelt dime, no larger than your fingertip, is now worth nearly $500,000. It's an incredible reminder of why coin collecting is so thrilling. Sometimes, the most valuable treasures aren't gold bars or ancient artifacts. They're hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by those who take the time to look. So next time you find a dime in your pocket, don't just brush it off. Take a closer look. You never know if you might be holding the next $1 million rarity. Happy hunting, and thanks for watching. Top 5. Imagine holding a tiny piece of American history in your hands, one so rare and valuable that it could change your life forever. A simple dime, often overlooked, yet carrying a mystery and value that most people would never suspect. The 1999 American piece Roosevelt dime is one such coin, a remarkable anomaly in numismatic history that has collectors and enthusiasts scrambling to find one. Could you be holding this hidden treasure in your pocket change right now? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this coin is worth a staggering $745,700 and how you might just be one of the lucky few to discover one. But before we get to that jaw-dropping number, let's take a journey back in time to understand how this seemingly ordinary dime became one of the most talked about coins in American numismatics. The Roosevelt dime has been a staple of U.S. currency since its introduction in 1946, replacing the Mercury dime. Designed by John R. Sinek, this coin was meant to honor the legacy of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a leader who guided the nation through the Great Depression and World War II, and who played a critical role in the creation of the March of Dimes, a campaign to combat polio. Since then, the Roosevelt dime has undergone changes, but its fundamental design has remained intact. The obverse features Roosevelt's profile, his determined expression symbolizing the resilience of the American people. On the reverse, we see an olive branch, a torch, and an oak branch, symbols of peace, liberty, and strength. But what makes the 1999 American piece Roosevelt dime so special? What sets it apart from the millions of other dimes minted that same year? To answer that, we need to step into the world of the Philadelphia Mint, where this dime was struck. 1999 was a pivotal year, marking the transition into the 21st century and bringing a renewed interest in coin collecting. While most Roosevelt dimes from 1999 are standard-clad coins, a handful were struck with an unusual composition and design variation. The piece Roosevelt dime, as collectors have come to call it, was rumored to be part of an experimental minting process, possibly linked to a secret plan to test new materials or strike commemorative coins that never officially entered circulation. Some theories suggest that these coins were test strikes, possibly made from silver planchets intended for another series. Others speculate that these dimes were accidentally struck with a different die, leading to distinct features unseen in the general population of Roosevelt dimes. However, because so few have been discovered, the full truth remains an enigma, adding to the allure of this rare find. The 1999 Roosevelt dime may look like an ordinary coin at first glance, but upon closer inspection, subtle differences reveal its uniqueness. Experts and collectors have pointed out minor die variations, including a slightly modified Mintmark placement and subtle differences in the details of Roosevelt's profile. Some examples appear to have a more pronounced luster, suggesting they were struck using special dyes or given an enhanced finish. But the real kicker? Only a handful of these dimes have ever surfaced, making them one of the rarest modern dimes in existence. Most people who come across a 1999 Roosevelt dime will assume it's just another pocket change piece. But if you're lucky enough to have the right variation, you could be in possession of a small fortune. Imagine finding a single dime, just 10 cents, that could be worth nearly $750,000. It seems almost unbelievable, right? But it's true. In recent auctions, the 1999 American piece Roosevelt dime has stunned the numismatic world by selling for an astronomical $745,700. Why? Because of its extreme rarity, its mysterious origins, and the unrelenting demand from collectors eager to own one of the most intriguing dimes ever minted. So, the big question is, Could you have one of these dimes in your collection? The answer is yes, it's possible. While the chances are slim, history has shown us that rare coins often turn up in unexpected places. People have found valuable coins in their loose change, tucked away in old drawers, or hidden inside forgotten coin rolls. If you're checking your dimes right now, here's what you need to look for: a 1999 P. Roosevelt dime, meaning it has a P. Mintmark, indicating it was minted in Philadelphia. Unusual features, such as a slightly different finish, odd coloration, or subtle die variations. Any signs that the coin may have been struck on an experimental planchet or possesses unique characteristics that set it apart from standard issues. Finding one of these coins would be the discovery of a lifetime. But even if you don't come across the 1999 P. American piece Roosevelt dime, the world of numismatics is filled with hidden treasures. From rare wheat pennies to valuable quarters and half dollars, there are countless opportunities to uncover coins worth thousands, sometimes even millions. So, the next time you get change back from a purchase, don't just shove it in your pocket or drop it into a coin jar without a second glance. Take a moment. Look closely. Because you never know when you might be holding a tiny piece of history worth an unimaginable fortune. And remember, this is just the beginning. There are plenty more rare coins out there waiting to be discovered. If you love hunting for valuable coins, make sure to subscribe to USA Coins 69, where we bring you the most exciting coin finds, historical insights, and collector tips. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and leave a comment below if you've ever come across a rare coin in your change. Who knows? The next rare coin story we tell might just be about your discovery. Keep looking, keep collecting, and keep the history of American coins alive. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy hunting! Top 6. Imagine this: you're digging through your pocket change, sorting through dimes without a second thought. You spot a 1983 Roosevelt dime, a common sight, right? But what if I told you that one special 1983 P. Roosevelt dime has been valued at an absolutely jaw-dropping $705,700? Yes, you heard that right. A single dime that could change your life forever. Before you even think about spending another Roosevelt dime, you need to hear this story, because this might be the most valuable coin hiding in plain sight. The Roosevelt dime has been in circulation since 1946, introduced to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. FDR played a crucial role in pulling the country out of the Great Depression and leading the U.S. through World War II. But beyond politics, he had a personal connection to the fight against polio, and his support for the March of Dimes campaign made the dime a fitting tribute after his passing. Designed by John R. Sinek, the Roosevelt dime features a clean, straightforward design. The obverse, or front of the coin, showcases a left-facing portrait of FDR, with the word Liberty inscribed beside him. Below his chin, you'll find the motto, "In God We Trust," and the year of mintage at the bottom. The reverse, or back of the coin, is just as iconic, featuring a torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace on the left and an oak branch for strength on the right. Below these symbols, the words, "E pluribus unum," remind us of the nation's unity. Now, let's zoom in on the 1983 P. Roosevelt dime. In 1983, the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of these dimes, over 647 million, to be precise. That means finding a 1983 P dime isn't difficult at all. They're still out there, sitting in old coin jars, hiding in circulation, even slipping through cash registers unnoticed. But what makes one of these dimes so incredibly valuable? What separates a regular 1983 P Roosevelt dime from the one that fetched a mind-blowing six-figure sum? Well, the answer lies in rarity, condition, and errors. Coin collectors, also known as numismatists, are always on the hunt for rare mint errors, flaws in the minting process that make a coin unique. And in the case of the 1983 P Roosevelt dime, there have been some notable errors in high-grade specimens that have caught the eyes of serious collectors. One of the most sought-after errors for this dime is the missing Mintmark error. While Philadelphia minted dimes in 1983 typically bear a small P Mintmark just above the date, some rare examples were struck without it. If you come across a 1983 dime that lacks a Mintmark entirely, hold on to it. It could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Another factor that determines a dime's value is its condition and grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a flawless, perfect specimen. The most valuable 1983p Roosevelt dimes are those that have been preserved in nearly pristine condition, coins that never made their way into circulation or were carefully handled over the years. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for mint state, MS, 67 or higher examples, especially if they have a stunning, brilliant luster or a dramatic toning effect. But here's where things get really exciting. A particular 1983p Roosevelt dime, graded at an extraordinary level, shocked the numismatic world when it sold for a staggering $705,700 at auction. Yes, that's right, over $700,000 for a single dime. Now you might be wondering, how can you tell if you have one of these valuable dimes in your collection? Here's what you need to do. First, grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe and inspect your 1983p Roosevelt dimes closely. Check for the mint mark. If it's missing or looks faint, you might have something special. Next, look for any striking errors, such as off-center strikes, doubled dies, or weakly struck details. Finally, examine the overall condition of the coin. If it's shiny, crisp, and nearly flawless, it could be worth submitting for professional grading. If you think you have a rare 1983p Roosevelt dime, consider getting it evaluated by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. A high-grade Roosevelt dime with an unusual error could easily fetch hundreds, thousands, or even more at auction. So, before you casually spend your spare change, take a second look at those dimes. The next time you come across a 1983p Roosevelt dime, check it carefully. You just might be holding a life-changing fortune in the palm of your hand.